Today we're going to go into this cornfield. You can see it's almost time to tassel, and I want to check this. This is corn on corn for diseases. And the disease today I'm specifically looking for is anthracnose. And looking at the edge of the field, I can see some discoloration and some anthracnose lesions on the stalks and on the leaves. This field did have some anthracnose last year, and that's where we usually find diseases, is corn on corn. The disease overwinters on the trash. We get spring rains, splashes up on the next crop and infects this crop as well. It's critical right now that we scout now, because we have time to make a fungicide application if we do have disease here, and we have up to brown silk to get that done. So we have probably 8 to 14 days to get that application made if we do have diseases in this field. So I'll walk in this field and I'll look for the disease on the lower leaves, and I'll cut a few stalks apart and see what we find. I want to look around at the lower leaves, and it's pretty obvious. I don't have to look very far to see that we do indeed have anthracnose starting in our plant. Right here, this is anthracnose lesions entering the leaves. We even see some a little higher up, which is not good. That means the disease is moving up the plant. The next step I'll take is I'll dig a root here. I want to see what's actually going on within the stalk of the plant, because just because we have a little discoloration and lesions on the outside doesn't mean we actually have problems within the plant. The particular area of the plant I'm going to focus on today is the crown, the nodal root area. You can see we have a lot of anthracnose right here on the leaf. I want to pay attention to the crown, because that's where the nutrients and moisture come up from the root up into the plant. So once I split this apart, I look down at the crown, and this crown should be nice and white and healthy and should have moisture in it. And this is what I call the corky appearance. It's kind of woody. If you stick your thumbnail into it, it's like sticking your thumbnail into a board. But also notice these roots here. These roots are fully infected with anthracnose. These roots should be nice and white, kind of like these upper roots that are not affected yet. These lower roots are indeed infected. What's going on here is this is called the vascular system. We have the xylem, which brings moisture and nutrients from the ground up into the plant. And we have the phloem that brings starches and sugars from the leaves from the photosynthetic process down. Once this system shuts down, like it is right here, that process cannot continue. This disease moves up into these upper nodes, and eventually the stalk will die down here, and you will get stalk lodging. The farmer will say your corn's no good, but it's actually a disease that flattened his crop. Why is it important right now? Is we can stop this disease in its tracks. We can apply a foliar fungicide, protect the upper canopy, protect the photosynthetic factory, and keep this plant live and viable. These roots here still can bring up some nutrients and moisture on the outside. We're a little white here yet. We're not fully decayed from the anthracnose disease. But if we don't do anything, this disease in a couple weeks can become much worse. You can see my knife is more or less cutting through wood right now, and that's not good. So what I saw on the outside did confirm what I diagnosed on the inside, is that we do have bad anthracnose in this corn. And if this is going to be corn again next year, I would tell the farmers certainly plan on a fungicide application, because this disease does overwinter in this kind of trash. Get rain, we bounce up on the new leaves, and again we start the process all over again.